Hey guys, Jeffrey's here and welcome to That's right guys, I am back. We are here again in Central City, Cities in Motion 2. But before you get your hopes up about this episode, I would like to point out that this is mainly going to be a talking episode. We're going to be watching this tram line in the background, which is yet to be named, because I can't think of any more shades of red at the moment. This tram line is a hybrid line, but not in the same way that the helmet network is. This is, what's the best way? It's a connector line, really. It starts off at Tram Square, but it goes along some of the Ruby line, it goes along some of the City Auto 1 line, so it's the first tram line really that has a full-on interchange with City Auto and actually uses some of its tracks. I think that's the case. Anyway, it's been quite a while since I was last on here, so I might be wrong there. But it is nice to be back. It's nice to be back, it's nice to be observing the city again, seeing what needs to be done. Not a lot is the answer to that question, though. There's not many tweaks I'd like to make. The only real things I think would need to be done in this city now are new major construction projects. So the metro network is one that I'd like to get stuck in to and start changing a little bit. I do like the metro. I think it's cool, but it's a little bit outdated. Some of it definitely needs replacing. It's become a bit of a pain. We did most of that with the helmet network, the Shogun line and the, can't remember the name of the other line. That was the major overhaul that I wanted to do. As for the two express lines in the middle, they might remain as they are, but some of the other networks around here, they could do with a bit of upgrading and a bit of updating, so we'll be looking to do that at some point in the near future. And then, unfortunately guys, I hate to say this because I have enjoyed working on this city, but I think that'll be it for this one really. We've done a lot of hard work in this city. We've turned it into a very profitable transport network. In fact, I can show you here just how much money it makes, and I can also show you up here how much money we have. So that gives you a fair idea as to how successful this project has been. So I suppose it's getting near the time where we have to start bringing my expertise and bringing your guys' ideas into a brand new city. And I've been speaking to some people about possible cities. If you have any ideas for cities that you'd like to see me working in, then feel free to drop a comment in this video or in any of my other videos if you happen to notice something there that you think I can do. It will be another sandbox mode, so we will have money obviously, because there's no challenge if you don't have money, but we won't be working to a set of missions necessarily. I might accept a couple of these ones here at the start, just to get some extra money rolling in, but apart from that we'll mostly be working to our own designs and our own sets of rules, and I enjoyed doing that in this city. It's one of the reasons why I was able to demolish all these buildings and build this huge transport network that we've got. If you go underground as well, the huge metro network that we've got, threading the eye of the needle every time we put a new line in, because there's just so many underground tunnels going on, and that is definitely something that I want to bring into a brand new city. So if you have any ideas at all for types of city, I'd preferably like to go for a fictitious one rather than a real life setting. So the European cities DLC is kind of off limits for me really. I don't necessarily have a problem with them, I just think they're trying to bring too much into a small space. I think it's the best way of saying it. And even though it's a realistic recreation of the city, it makes it really difficult to actually plan out transport networks in the style that this game offers. In real life, obviously, it's a different story, but on here, it just doesn't. Something doesn't feel right about it. So, preferably fictitious cities. But you know, I am open to all ideas. There's no point in ruling everything out straight away. I am open to trying new things. So yeah, feel free to drop a comment. What city you think I should tackle next? I'd say there's still about 4 or 5 more episodes of this city, so there's plenty of time still to actually decide what's coming next. It's just good to be back, guys. There is a reason why I've been away. That is something I'll explain in a different video somewhere on my channel. It'll probably be a vlog, because there's quite a lot that I want to say about where I've been and what I've been up to, and there's also some opportunities for you guys to become part of it as well. So I think I'll be announcing that in a separate video. But it's really, really cool stuff, and hopefully you guys like it as much as I've enjoyed preparing it for you. But that's another story for another time, because we are in Central City. We are on tram line number 39, which I don't think is actually the 39th tram line in the city. I think it's like the 50th or something, but because all the rest have been renamed and been deleted over time, this one's just filling in a gap that's been left. I need a name for it, so again, anyone has any ideas, shades of red that haven't already been used. We are running out on the list. We've got pretty much every shade of red under the sun, at least shades of red that a guy would know. Carmine, alizarin, Carmine again, because that's how imaginative I am. I have the north and south still. Venetian, maroon, alizarin again, crimson, ruby, cerise, cardinal, then we got all the city auto lines, ruby, sangria, burgundy, rose, more city auto lines, amaranth, which is still my favourite shade of red, just for the name, more Venetian, and then we got the helmet network here, and then we got the autumn, rosewood, and some more helmet network. So actually this probably is the 39th. Yeah, I think this actually is the 39th. That's still a lot of lines in one city. 39 tram lines. That is a lot. When you think, in London, how many tube lines there are, and even if you go to places like New York, there's quite a lot of lines, but most of them actually come under sort of one umbrella line, which cancels them out. So to have 39 tram lines in a city that's only this big, that is quite impressive. I'd say that's quite something. But then, you know, I like building things on a big scale, so it was always going to happen at some point, wasn't it? Right, providing these cars don't get in the way, there is a small problem up where we run along the Carmine North onto the City Auto line. It's to do with the number of cars trying to go from there onto the expressway that runs through the middle of the city. It's becoming a bit of a pain in the neck. So I'll definitely be having a look at that, see if I can make some changes. As for now though, we're just battling the cursed red light system. It's one of the things I love about City Skylines, is there's actually a mod where you can turn off traffic lights. And it's something I've been saying for so long is being needed in this game, and it's never really been brought in. City Skylines was out for a week, I think, when someone made the mod for that. And for those of you who are probably sitting there wondering where City Skylines is, same thing applies to what happened with this series. I took some time off to work on other projects, but City Skylines will be returning. New city. I will not be returning to Langston, as it's now called. I might be building a Langston Mark II, but basically I'll explain this in more detail in the actual City Skylines series, but I know that a lot of you guys who watch this also watch City Skylines, so I might as well tell you some of it here. Basically what happened was I took a massive risk in trying to rebuild the old city of Langston. You know, we had Prospect and we had the Woodland District. I tried to build Langston so that it was a lot bigger. This was the downtown area, so we had, was it Rosewood, Riverview, and the 3 parks, whose names I can't remember right now. I tried to rebuild that entire area in one go, so it's now a massive grid system, very, very densely populated. We got a huge railway system, metro system, bus system running through there. The only problem was I didn't anticipate just how big the population drop would be. So within the space of an hour, I think it was, my budget went from plus 6 million to minus 16 million. Which is a big problem if you're an urban planner, when you've got no money left over and the city's only half finished. So I had to cheat slightly and go into unlimited money mode, which is why I don't think it's very fair to carry on with that series, since it's now been tainted, let's say, because I just wanted to get the project done. I've learnt a lot from building that city though, and it certainly helps me plan cities out better in the future. It's a very nice city, and I will be doing a tour of it at some point in the future when it's actually finished and up to standard, because it's a very, very good city. And it's a good example of how to plan out transit networks as well, something which I've taken across from this game. But overall it just didn't seem like a good idea to carry on once I'd used unlimited money. So I'm using it as a test bed really. I'm testing out mods in there, I'm testing out assets and just planning designs really, intersections and traffic routing, bus lines, railway stations, all that kind of thing. To become a huge test bed for that. Kind of like what Epcot was going to be in real life. And I'm trying to remember what Epcot stands for. Something Prototype City of Tomorrow, I know that. I can't remember what the E stands for. Might just be East. Eastern Prototype City, I don't know. But that's basically what it was going to be. It was going to be a huge experimental city. And that's what Langston now is. It's a huge experimental city. It's got a population of over 100,000, which I'm quite pleased with. A lot of that is actually crammed into the new downtown Langston, because whenever that one has problems and buildings disappear, the population drops from about 100,000 down to about 30,000. So that tells you definitely that there's a lot of people living there. But you know, I will showcase that in the next episode of City Skylines. I'll take you around Langston, and I'll show you what's different and why the series is going to be changing. That's my phone, excuse me, sorry about that, very unprofessional. But yeah, City Skylines will be coming back, but in a different format. That's what I was going to say. I'm having to kill a lot of time in this video actually, because this is taking a little bit longer than I thought to loop round. This is a key line though. You see there's lots of people jumping on and jumping off, and it's not far from here. I think it's a few blocks up. I think, oh yeah, there it is. There's the Carmine North, and that's the line that we join to head across a block, and then we attach onto the City Auto line for a few blocks as well. So let's see, if I angle the camera down a little bit more, we get a proper view of the city. Now this is something that I'm still very, very impressed with about this game. City Skylines. Obviously they had to have a little bit of a sacrifice in terms of quality and graphics, because there's so many assets loaded at one time. And actually the trade-off isn't that bad. The graphic quality of City Skylines is still very, very impressive, considering just how vast the game is. And how smoothly it runs as well. You'd think after a while, as the city expands, it will start slowing down a little bit, but in some ways it feels like it's actually got faster. There's no slowdown on it whatsoever. It's very, very impressive. They've done a very, very good job with it. However, one of my complaints is, and this is something that's fixed by a mod, I just need to find the mod and actually download it, but Cities in Motion, you can do this. You can get right down, not quite eye level, but you can get right down into the street and just see everything that's happening down here to a really, really good scale. You can see what they've got in their bags, for example. You can see they've got a walking stick like that guy there. And it's just really, really well detailed. City Skylines, there is a mod that allows you to go into first person mode, but because it's a mod and it's not officially made by the developers, it's still a little bit glitchy at this stage. That will be fixed, I'm sure that will be fixed. It's a sort of like an experiment that's now being progressed, but for now it's not brilliant. So it's good to see that there's a game like this, which is a fair few years old now actually, Cities in Motion 2. I think it came out 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Well, it was one of the first series I made on this channel, and my channel's nearly 2 years old, so yeah, it must be about 2 years old. And it still looks good for its age. Considering how much technology has progressed over the last even 12 months, never mind 24, this game looks very, very good. It looks like it came out yesterday. And it's definitely stood the test of time, and it's been very, very, even now, just watching it on the screen, I'm still very, very impressed with just how good it looks. So this is something definitely, if I worked at Colossal Order, I'd be looking at this game thinking that there's still a possibility of releasing patches for it. Things like being able to remove traffic lights, maybe even bringing out some new DLC packs. Just something to keep this game ticking over, because it's got a lot of potential. And I think it sits well alongside City Skylines. Colossal Order have definitely seen, they've made themselves the masters of city building games at the moment, and transport planning games. So I think they should capitalise on that by keeping this going, and having a look at these games, and even seeing if there's a way to link them together, because that would be a good idea. That'd be a very cool idea. But that's not for me to say. I'm just a fan and a YouTuber. I have very limited experience with game making, so there's no point in me saying, oh, we should do this and we should do that, because I can't guarantee that it's possible, never mind doable. So yeah, I'm just coming up with ideas. Down to you guys, CO. Let's see what you can come up with. Right, this is the problem area that I was talking about. This intersection. It seems at the moment it's behaving itself, but the problem is a lot of vehicles want to turn right at that intersection, and coming from the right they want to go straight ahead. So in terms of tram running, especially when they're turning left, there's a lot of problems in trying to make that work. And I think actually this line has emptied... oh no, different depot. Let's fix that. This tram square experiment, I don't want to write it off and call it a failure, but at the moment it's not really working very well. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to be done to it. A lot of work needs to go into it. I mainly designed this sort of midnight, wasn't really focused on what I was doing, and it shows, because these two little loop things here, for example, they're a mess. They're a real mess. I'm going to have to go around this city off camera and look at all the tram loops and just see if there's something I can do just to change it up slightly. I have an idea of taking out those stupid ring loops because they're not really needed. The whole tram square is a ring loop, so it's not really important. You know, trams can run around the whole outside, and you know that's not a problem at all, really. It spaces them out, keeps them apart, and works most of all. But I'll be fixing that off camera. Now, it just doesn't feel like the time. I don't really want to bore you guys with all that stuff. What I am going to bore you with instead is the end of this line. This is going to be a short episode today. Most of my episodes will be around half an hour now. But this one today, because it's just a catch-up really, there's not really much I can say and do, apart from just show you around. This is the only real change I've made since the last episode, so this is the only real change you guys are going to notice. I'm pleased with this network, I'm pleased with how the city's going, but, as I've said, it will have to come to an end soon. It has been a lot of fun though. This is my favourite city on the game, Central City, until I can find a better one. There's just so much you can do, there's a huge area to work in. It's the first city you see on the game, so in terms of familiarity, I know my way around the city like the back of my hand. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to play. It's a real, almost a privilege to be able to come onto a game like this and just, it's all there, ready to go. It is a lot of fun. But yeah, this is the end of the line really, it loops around. This stop here, I would say, is the end of the line. Because all it does here is it loops back round, runs along these stops, and then heads back down this way. And one of the changes I'm going to make now is... where are we? I'm going to swap the depot to this line, which I think... does that work? No. There's a way of doing this. There's a way of doing this, I just can't remember what it is. Is it that? No, line's already complete. Hang on. Let me come off that window. Try it again. There's definitely a way of doing it. I did it before. I'll have to look at that off camera as well, because I want bigger vehicles running around here. think we need bigger vehicle. Although that's a bigger vehicle. We'll sort that out off camera. Anyway, it's all off camera stuff right now. Tram Square will be fixed. Hopefully by the time we come back for the next episode, this will all be gone. I really hope it will be gone, because that's just... I don't even want to look at that anymore. Let's go somewhere else. These regional bus terminals here, they're going to have to be fixed. It's something that I want to apply from what I've been doing in City Skylines to this, so we'll be looking at doing that. And yeah, that basically is it for this episode, guys. It's just a welcome back, here's what we've got in mind kind of thing. So I'm pleased that we're back. I'm pleased that hopefully you guys are watching this again, because it has been a long time. So I imagine some of you have forgotten that I am even a YouTuber, never mind make these videos. So I'll forgive you for that. I'll let you off on that one, because it has been, must have been over a month by now. So yeah, you're excused, basically. But it's nice to be back, as I keep saying, and in the future we will be working very, very hard on finishing this city and starting a new one. So until then, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to my channel, thank you guys for your continued support. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I will see you soon.